That's right, Ellis. It's an explosive indictment. He was arrested right behind those gates. That is a gated community here in Woodland Hills, and that is where Gilbert Arenas lives. Federal agents showed up with a search warrant and took him into custody. Now he's back in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Gilbert Arenas, known by his basketball nickname Agent Zero, is accused of running a high-stakes illegal gambling operation out of his Encino home from September 2021 to July 2022. Women were allegedly brought in to serve drinks, give massages, and provide companionship to players. And in some cases, were asked in coded language if they were open to engaging in prostitution. It's a scandal that's not exactly surprising to some of his neighbors on the 4500 block of Gable Drive.
We'll see people coming out at all hours of the night. Usually I'd see women, though, coming out.
Arenas is charged with conspiracy, operating an illegal gambling business and making false statements to customs officials. 7 other defendants are also facing criminal charges. One of them is alleged to have ties to the Israeli mob.
It also appears the case has been investigated for quite some time, so I'm sure there are informants involved, and it looks like a high-profile prosecution that the U.S. Attorney's Office is going to be very aggressive on.
It usually means they've built a strong case.
Once the federal government comes after you, they usually have the evidence because they've investigated it for many years. They have informants, and perhaps somebody was wearing body wires as well. So the odds are, if I'm guessing, if I'm betting, they're going to get a conviction on all of the people, or most of the people in this case.
What done happened next? Looks like a bad situation, but Gilbert Arenas don't think so. As NBA legend pokes fun at his arrest for illegal gambling and bizarre video after being released from jail on a $50,000 bond. Former Washington Wizards star Gilbert Arenas has poked fun at his arrest for allegedly running an illegal gambling operation after sharing a video on social media. The case against him was announced by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California on Wednesday afternoon. However, during a court appearance, Arenas pleaded not guilty and was released pending trial after paying a $50,000 bond. The former Wizards star then swiftly took to social media to address fans and followers for the first time, as he triumphantly claimed, "They can't hold me." A video posted by Arenas showing him leaving the police department and joyfully walking down a set of stairs while a woman behind the camera shouted, "Free!" The caption to the post on Arenas' Instagram read, "I'm back on the block like it's hot. This ain't got it to do with me. Just rented the house." My personal opinion, guilty or innocent, I'm not taunting the feds. That's just not happening. That's just me. Now, there's no chill Gil. What you expect? He's not taking this serious. He's going to ride out on his personality the way he's been his whole entire life. But me, these are serious charges. I'm playing it cool. I'm kicking back, steady trying to prove my innocence. I'm not taunting. I'm not aggravating the process. These are very serious charges. And when it broke, first of all, yesterday been a hell of a day. I mean, news just been dropping all over the place. You had the Shannon Sharpe situation with ESPN, this Gilbert Arenas situation. I mean, news is just dropping fast and quick. You don't even have time to gather your stuff and get this together. I'll be honest with you, it's happening so fast. Then you got the Madden player ratings drop. Everybody's a little frustrated on their numbers on that. But we'll get to that a little later as well. But this is a serious situation for Gilbert Arenas. He don't think so. And we're going to find out as this process continues. Honestly, I hope this is nothing. I'm a fan of Gilbert Arenas. You don't want nobody going through some legal problems like this. So all this just came and hit everybody upside the head. Nobody even thought about Gilbert Arenas being involved in anything like this. So that's why I say it just came out of nowhere. And from 2021, that's the shocker. Since 2021, leading up to now, the man has been indicted. And anybody will look at this as serious charges, but besides no chill Gil. And hopefully his poking fun, him making light of the situation, maybe he knows more than what we know. Maybe he knows he don't have any involvement. which sounds crazy for the evidence they're putting out to the public. It just don't look good. But like I say, due process, he's due that. Innocent proven guilty, all of those things. But I just hope it turns out for Gilbert Arenas. All this kind of gets swept under the rug. But once again, he has to keep his nose clean. Obviously, years ago, he had that gun charge that everybody knows about. That's well documented. So just wishing him the best. Crazy news that came out yesterday, along with the Shannon Sharpe, but we're going to get into that one real quick. Shannon Sharpe.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is, like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted it to be about him, and I wanted it to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. And so, as I told him, as I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless. We all make mistakes. And he says, bro, I love you. So I'm done with this. You're done with it too. Move on. And I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. They saw me, Lakers in 5, and they saw me say all these analogies that my grandparents gave me, and I was able to bring that to ESPN. So I'm very, very grateful for that. But I just wished, of all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother, the first two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and this is what the headline's going to be for the next couple of days. So, bro, again, I know you told me this, I don't have to apologize, but I'm going to do it one final time tonight, and I won't apologize again. I'm sorry that I upstaged you in this manner. That was never my intent. You've been my hero. You've been my role model from as long as I can remember. And I apologize, and I thank all my fans for supporting me when I was at ESPN and every place that I've been, be it Club Shay Shay, Nightcap, Undisputed, ESPN. Thank you guys for your support.
And to be honest, I don't think this caught anybody by surprise, especially when he came out publicly pretty much while he was on the clock. On ESPN set, I believe he probably was shooting from his house, I believe. Matter of fact, I don't think he was in a studio. But made a public video denying all these allegations, saying he's going to go through due process, saying it's a shakedown, and Tony Busby and his accuser are looking for $50 million. All the while Shannon Sharpe is talking, you kind of notice his eyes kind of glancing to the side. The man was reading basically off a teleprompter. Some of his lawyers, whatever, had souped up for him to get in front of the camera and plead to his fans, followers, or whoever. It's supposed to come off genuine. But when somebody is reading by a script and these are not his thoughts, you're going to look at it a different way. And it was clearly his eyes kept going to the side, reading off this teleprompter. That's a red flag right there. Not to mention, he shouldn't have spoke or said anything at all. Should have just let his lawyers handle everything. He just hide back in the weeds, don't get in front of no more cameras. Hey, you can make your little tweet statements maybe, and that's by minimum. I probably wouldn't even do that either, but let your lawyers take care of this. Because the information you put out, you railroaded yourself. Bringing out who the accuser was, how much they're looking for, that she's on OnlyFans, and everything was consensual. That was a bad decision. A very bad decision. Came back to bite him. You basically tried to bluff Tony Busby and your accuser, not knowing, allegedly, they have more information on you. So much so that you was willing to settle. And what they're saying is $23 million is what you settled with. Don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what's out there. $23 million. Shannon Sharpe. It's a bad situation. And look, I'm a fan of Shannon Sharpe for a lot of years. It's very tough and hard to agree with these decisions that he has made. And what, she was 19 years old when you first met this young woman? I just don't understand how somebody of your stature can get finessed. Because that's all this was, finessed. Not only by a 19-year-old, I don't care what age, really, 36, 24, 42, but 19, take down your whole empire. And I'm pretty sure you're going to get back on your feet. You're going to make money. You still got Club Shay Shay, you got Nightcap. That's your baby right there. That baby going to stop you from falling in the hole. Now, it's not big network money, but it's going to stop you from falling in the hole. Time passes, you keep your nose clean, who knows, man? We live in a forgiving world. We do. Few years, you keeping your nose clean, you going about your business like you should have been doing in the first place, besides shopping in the candy store. Maybe, possibly, you can find yourself in this position again. I don't know. Some people don't get a lot of chances. Some people only get one chance. Some people only get 2 chances. And that's it. But all you can do is try to walk this fine line and get back to where you was, if that's possible. But your reputation pretty much has been ruined. No matter where you go, who you talk to, they can't help but have in their minds, this is the guy who lost it all behind a 19-year-old OnlyFans Instagram model. And not only that, you have the recorded telephone calls. Terrible. Terrible, embarrassing stuff. Man, I hope you get back on your feet. I don't wish no man's downfall at all, especially when it comes like this. This is just bonehead stupidity stuff, to be honest with you. Stupidity stuff. That's all this is. This is somebody who's not experienced. Women, girls, the gift and gab in life. Common sense on a lot of these situations. Because there were a lot of red flags, especially on those recorded phone calls. A lot of red flags. Where you should have hung up or just said, I don't want to pursue this any further after you heard certain things. Because there was plenty of them. Plenty of them. And things that you said that incriminated yourself on a recorded line. Just too much. Before that, you had the Instagram Live. Ooh, Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Oh, yes. Remember that one? So it's a trail leading up to this. ESPN didn't have no choice. Hey, and I understand you want them to grant your wishes. And congratulations to your brother Sterling Sharpe. Big fan of Sterling. Actually, I was a fan of Sterling Sharpe before I was a fan of Shannon Sharpe. I remember Sterling Sharpe for Green Bay. You talk about an athlete. You talk about a man with hands. You talk about explosive, making big plays down the field. Sure-handed. Receiver you can count on. Outstanding. And then when I learned of his brother and what he could provide as the tight end, loved this game too. All the way around. Outstanding tandem, the two brothers. Huge fan of both of them. For us, on the field. Then, later on in life, Shannon Sharpe found life, after football. Became this figure that you know him today. But a fall from grace is what he's trying to stop from happening. He's not doing a good job of it. You have to learn sooner or later, and he has to learn off of this situation. From here on out. And word is, he still might be in hot water. He still got some issues that's coming up he's going to have to deal with from other accusers, allegedly. Have to see how that's going to turn out. Court orders or whatever, the judge is stating they don't want them to get rid of or damage any other evidence that they've had for the recordings. In the last case, Could be damaging, depending. Wish him the best on it. But like I said before, all this is bonehead, flat out stupidity. And to be honest, he should have never found himself in this situation. He knows that now. So wishing him the best of all this. Hope it comes out clean for him. And that he's going to absolutely learn from it. Keep his nose clean here on out. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Let's read a little bit in this article before we get out of here. Shannon Sharpe fired from ESPN after settling explosive $50 million sexual assault lawsuit with OnlyFans model. Shannon Sharpe will not be returning to ESPN. The embattled Hall of Fame tight end turned polarizing sports commentator has officially parted ways with the network following the settlement of a high-profile sexual assault lawsuit brought against him by a former girlfriend. As first reported by The Athletic, ESPN has decided not to bring Sharpe back after he took a leave of absence in April of 2025 to address the allegations. The departure marks a swift fall from grace for Sharpe, who had emerged as a powerful voice in sports media and a regular presence on First Take, ESPN's weekly debate show hosted by Stephen A. Smith. Sharpe, 57, was facing a $50 million lawsuit filed in Nevada by a woman identified in legal documents as Jane Doe. The lawsuit accused Sharpe of rape, threats, and coercion during what was described as a 2-year relationship. The suit ignited a media firestorm and prompted immediate scrutiny of ESPN's decision to continue featuring the commentator amid serious legal claims. All you can do is wish him the best and hope he makes better decisions in the future. That's all you can do. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this, the Gilbert Arenas situation. Do you think he should take this more seriously? What he's being charged with? Federal charges. Serious situation, but no chill Gil. Taking it very lightly. Do y'all think that's a smart decision? Shannon Sharpe. Do we still have a lot of fans of Shannon Sharpe out there? Are people wishing on his downfall? Are you done? Are you finished with him? Or you wish he cleans his act up and have another second, third, fourth, fifth chance at getting back where he came from? It's tough. Reputation might be ruined, but far as making a living, getting the sponsorships back, getting those major opportunities, we have to see. We have to see. This Goody Motor Warden, and what done happened next. We out of here. Peace.